revive threat that you could easily shut down this area.
Well, with that, we are heading into a game. Our first game of the day between SBTC and Team Wales, and SBTC looking to continue their undefeated streak going, currently with 4 series wins and not a single series drop. Whereas Team Wales, they're looking to get back into form, Marby, after what was a very good week 1, and then week 2 was a lot more shaky from them.
Week 2 was definitely bounce back hard as we get a slight
Oh no?
slight pause there, slight freeze, but overall should be fine. Yeah, I feel like I'm staring at the Xin Zhao pick and just questioning it. Like
So,
Wukong isn't the most active, but I feel Xin Zhao recently on this patch just does not have the ability to really push that aggression. We're just going to see Killer Queen be fairly useless and invisible on it, like we did in week 2.
Okay, so I'm then looking to see what Killer Queen can do on this Xin Zhao. Can he actually find any opportunities to make early plays, or is this all going to be DNK favored on this Volibear, which is probably the strongest early game jungler in the meta right now?
Definitely on this patch. Going to be nerfed a smidgen on the next one, but still going to have to see. Right now, early pressure in the bot side, pretty even in the solo lanes though, so not going to expect any hyper aggressive invades, but so it will just end up being a very simple clear across the map for both of these junglers. We'll probably meet up towards this Scuttle Crab. Gonna have to see who gets there slightly faster. It looks like DNK will be in position first, but again, no real priority in either lane to come secure that match for him. So that shouldn't be too bad. But Silas is getting a lot of pressure, but in trading health for it. So maybe Glory can influence this top lane, but actually that DNK has foregone the blue buff to try and pressure in and look towards these chickens, perhaps. That's interesting, but I guess the idea is if he falls back and can't quite push up and with this aggression, he'd have something better to fall back to, but now DO1 has control of mid lane, so he's very comfortable.
The weird thing to me is if Killer Queen had just done his Raptors before going on to red buff, this would have been a completely pointless invade from DNK. And now he's actually just looking to force Killer Queen out of his own jungle. DNK only with that 1 buff, DNK having 2 buffs, but it looks like Killer Queen is going to have to relinquish any pressure over the Scuttle Crab.
Yeah, but Killer Queen is going to be flash over the wall. I'll look for the W.
This is why we love Killer Queen. This is why we love his aggression flashing over the wall. No, he's going to get himself killed. No, he dives in. He gets first blood onto Ember. Barbie, what did we just witness?
So I liked the setup, but Nagia wasn't on the same page. He didn't shove the wave fast enough so it can walk in, get the kill, and get out. So we got trapped between DNK and he gets the first blood, which is a bonus, I suppose. But that is it's a free back that Emperor was going to take anyway. I guess
can't
so.
Stop laughing. You're gonna have to play by play for a bit.
It's just it's mostly a win for SBTC. Emperor had to back anyway, so yeah, he dies, but he was gonna backburn the TP, and now Killer Queen is kind of just off the map for a bit. This will let DNK be very happy and get a lead of his own.
So, Bobby, I love how when we started this game, we were talking about, Killer Queen, this really aggressive jungler. How has DNK been playing relative to him? Then after draft, we were like, Killer Queen's on Xin Zhao. He's not going to have, enough priority early. But he flashes over a wall, unseen. And then Emperor, what is Emperor doing?
I feel like...
Did he just misjudge the range?
I think it's part if he feels like if he stays away from Killer Queen, he will end up giving a kill over to Nagia, and that'll be an assisted kill to his lane opponent. So just give the full first blood isolated to Killer Queen, and that will play out a lot better than giving a Gwen a kill. So currently Emperor is kind of ahead in gold technically by the fact he has that assist. He's down a little bit in experience, but I guess it was a good call overall, I suppose.
So, Marby, you know how I've been having this meme about kind of flipping over my allegiance within VCS. You know, my first split, I was president of the Luxury Fan Club. Then last split, I was president of the Eddie Fan Club. I still am president of the Eddie Fan Club, but I feel like it might be time to move over to president of the Killer Queen Fan Club, as now Nagia in a 1v2, but might actually be able to outplay. This takes a lot of damage from the Hyper Procs. Emperor flashing forward. One more auto. Is that enough? He's going to need another couple. Can't quite get close enough, and doesn't have the boomerang for the slow either.
Yeah, going for that call pick from Emperor, it's completely unreasonable considering the situation he was in, but okay, Killer Queen, there is aggression, and then there's absolute stupidity. And
Don't do it, buddy.
That Mega Gnar, and he's like, no, if that was Mini Gnar, I think he'd go for it. But yeah, he's going to back off. CBL is here as well. Palette also lurking. Now Glory may have overstepped.
Hostile takeover, stolen. Glory running towards Killer Queen and CBL. Ethereal Chains drop down, and Palette will get the kill with the Ignite. Concussive blows will not lock down Dia 1, and CBL and Killer Queen are forced to retreat. The Mimic Ethereal Chains land and root Killer Queen in place, but there is no follow-up from the SBTC duo.
Those chains are just too long. Glory tries to go for a bait into his team, and maybe going to aggress onto Palette. Does not look like it, but the chains just they connect and they keep him down, and they do so much damage that Glory just ends up falling before the rest of Team Wales can actually really respond and interact with the play. So with that down, that just means free reign for Celebrity to punish this early game Zeri with his Aphelios, and now there's a Volibear. Volibear has ult, so this tower means nothing.
It's going to be a free grilled Zeri steak in a second. However, Palette and Celebrity can't really follow up on Arietti, and CBL making his way over. DNK is taking so much damage, there's no way Arietti gets a kill. For a second, I thought I was about to see the impossible once again in the VCS. Here's a replay then of how Glory got caught out in the mid lane.
Glory just is not aware of Palette, and this extra shielding, these extra CC just keeps him down, and then this great chain from Dia means that there's no hope for Glory to get out, and CBL is just in the wrong position, and Emp is going to add another name to his list, picks up another solo kill. He's doing fantastic.
Yeah, so almost like that first death never happened, because when it did happen, Nagia was bullying out Emperor in the lane, but now that Emperor has a few more levels to his belt and, well, a few more item components completed as well, he's having the time of his life in this matchup.
Definitely is. Now Killer Queen's going to look for something, but they
kind
of give the game away, and Palette's going to be able to walk away pretty much scot-free.
And Killer Queen just goes in 1v2, CBL and Arietti backing away, and Killer Queen saying, where is my bot lane follow-up? And now he's getting run down by both Palette and Celebrity. DK making his way over. Killer Queen will die. Celebrity might die as well. Arietti, will he be able to get the kill? No, the bailout. It keeps Celebrity alive. And it's 3 kills for SBTC in the bottom lane.
Wales are not on the same page. Killer Queen is just not talking to his lanes at all, it feels like. And so this is Nagia aggressing onto Emperor and just not respecting this rage bar. Yeah, he just goes in knowing the transformation is about to happen, does not respect it, and just gets stun locked and then knocked down. And I feel here this could have been a good setup, but
it was a good setup.
They don't see Paletteness on the ward, but they do stop his back with that Ultra Shock Laser. And that means that from here, you have to give up, and the bot lane makes the call to back off. Killer Queen makes the call to go hard and go ham, and he's just up a creek. He's up a creek, and then the bailout's there to clean up the rest.
Let's be honest, Marby. It does not take someone to be on the same team as Killer Queen for more than a day to realize that if there is an opportunity to engage, Killer Queen will take that opportunity with both hands.
Yeah, it feels like that, but now Nagia baiting an Emperor perhaps. The needlework does click.
It does. It gets a slow, but Nagia can't follow anymore. And now DNK is saying hello in the top lane. There is no rage bar, but the Sky Splitter drop down. Crescent Guard will deny its damage, and DNK and Emperor can now just crash this wave under the tower.
Yeah, Emperor stepping slightly a bit too far forward and took that first aggro, so I think if he hadn't, they might have been able to pull off a dive, but they back off. There's no ultimate for DNK either, so just going to be that wave crash and more lane control for the side of SBTC, and we're seeing the gold lead open right up. Low-key 6 kills have appeared. I haven't really been paying attention to the score part, but...
Glad to get a 7th here as well, as Arietti hand shook, and Dire 1 gets another kill. Right, Marby, it's time for me to test your memory. How good do you think your memory is, actually?
It's terrible, frankly.
Okay, great. Perfect. That makes this a lot more fun. So, do you remember back in... No, not in Winter Split, in Spring Split.
21st night of September?
The 21st night of... Do you remember the 13th? Is it 14th of September? I don't know the song lyrics. Otherwise,
21st night of September.
It's actually 21st night of September. See, that's how bad my memory is. Okay.
I remember songs.
So, do you remember, and no song references this time, Marby, back in Spring Split, there was a hot fix to fix Killer Queen's aggression. Do you remember what that was?
Talon nerfs?
Oh, Emperor's just flashing in under tower. He's going to get the kill, but can Killer Queen pull one back? I think the answer to that one will be yes. And Nigia's death
doesn't
will
matter.
not be in
Looks good on
vain.
the scorecard.
Oh, glory. Almost getting it. Dire 1, you cannot hang around. Okay, so the hot fix was to put Killer Queen onto farming junglers, because whenever he was on farming junglers, he would, well, power farm instead of going for these ludicrously aggressive plays. And as a result, Luxury looked a little bit better when he was playing like that.
Okay, yeah, So I'm hearing we need to start moving him towards things like the Lilia. That's good. I'm here for more Lilia in the VCS, but while we're at that, SBTC have just controlled the entire map. They've taken Rift Arrow, dropped it bot lane. We're just gonna see another solo kill. It's a null solo kill, and at this point, it's just hyper procs into an ultimate, pretty much just stuns them up, knocks them down. Killer Queen is in the right position to convert it, but that's still so much pressure and so much experience lost for the side of Nigia that it's just sad to look at. But yeah, Rift Tower went bot lane, first tower, they got a dragon, and now they can bring Aphelios right up and take the rest of these plates.
The only sad thing about this play for SBTC is if they get a kill, it won't be another Emperor solo kill. Needlework to chip down the minions, but this is a 5-man dive in the top lane. DNK will get the first one. Now they look towards Nigia. DNK flashes away. 2 kills for the side of SBTC. No, the bailout might be able to keep Dire 1 alive. No, it can't. Killer Queen showing up and down. Has dropped the Zeri ultimate. I think Emperor's going to fall, but so does Killer Queen. Celebrity over the wall, and Glory's just going to be able to lock him down. The abduct, and Arietti picks up the kill. And the dive for SBTC, while it was a lot of fun, it became a lot of fun for Team Wales.
It's a huge turnaround on that play. The teleports do manage to come in. They're able to buy so much time, and even though they juggled the aggro so much that only DL1 really suffered the wrath of that tower, it bought more than enough time for the flank and the wraparound, and that's just so much more gold back into the pockets of Wales. And it starts off with 5 versus 2 on the top side, which is absolutely insane, but Emperor running out of Meganar makes this a bit more... makes it easier for the turnaround, as we see just comes in, gets the start off, but Glory just deals so much damage, scares them all off, and the tower had been ramping up enough to just kill DL1. Killer Queen able to survive a lot longer than he should have, thanks to that Crescent Guard as well, and then it's just the cleanup by Glory and Arietti that ends up being a 4 for 3 overall, and that's the trade you need, especially with shutdowns in the mix.
Now, I know I could, and, our producer Tim's probably watching this thinking, Milky Marby, flame them for the bad play, flame them for the bad play. But I'm going to try to spin this in a positive note, because I feel like SBTC, they're in a situation where they could just be like, hey, we were 6k gold ahead, let's just do nothing and win the game. But I'm glad that they're still being aggressive. They're still trying to be able to force these advantages, and I feel like that's something that over the course of the split will be able to help a team, especially as we have Worlds at the end of our summer split.
I respect the attempt to go for it for sure.
Was it a failed attempt though?
It definitely flopped. I just don't think they expected Glory to be able to keep them in their range for so long, and that's another kill to kill a queen, punishing the aggression from Enpa stepping up very far. And look, Killer Queen is putting on he's getting a good scoreline going. He's picked up 5 kills across the map, been involved in 100% of Team Wales' kills. And yeah, look, he's putting in effort. He's trying to make his presence felt. Sometimes that's not necessarily the best thing to do, but he is going there. He's making sure to punish Emperor when he can. Emperor, not Emperor.
Not the Emperor this game.
Real name.
Today he is Intper, and in a few days he'll go back to the Emperor. He has got 2 solo kills, yes, but you can both be the Emperor and the Emperor at the same time. I don't know. Either way, it's a 3k goal lead for the side of SBTC Esports. How Killer Queen is up 2 levels on DNK, I don't know, because DNK actually got to level 6 before Killer Queen got to level 5, so Killer Queen's just been kind of popping off since about 10 minutes in this game.
Well, quite simply, DNK has been in his lanes as much as possible. He's been going there, he's been getting some kills, and that's been working out for him. Killer Queen's been able to manage to farm up pretty happily by himself and really found these opportunistic picks that rather than forcing anything in the side lanes, he's been there to capitalize on mistakes from SBTC and find that extra experience rather than making the decision to trade jungle experience for kills. And now another objective that's going to be a bit more tempo lost for DNK, especially when it comes to things like farming, but it will be traded just straight off of the dragon, and that will stop a potential snowball win condition for the side of SBTC.
Now, I do think we said at the start of this game, we were talking a little bit about the scaling aspects for both teams, and we said that SBTC, or you said that while you think Team Wales have a slightly better composition, SBTC had the advantage in the early stages of the game, and you felt that SBTC should be able to win the early stages. But if Team Wales could hold on, and they're seemingly somewhat holding on, how do you view their chances for the remainder of this game?
Yeah, realistically, they're in a pretty okay position. They're only like 3.5k down. Glory's getting a lot of gold into his pockets. He's slowly getting up there. Gwen is getting up there. Ariadne is getting up there. They're all still only 1 item spikes right now. Really, they're just cursing Killer Queen for stealing so many kills in the skirmishes. Because that gold would be so much more useful on some of these other carries, but
This is Zeri.
On a Zeri, on a Silas,
or anyone, to be honest.
Pretty much, because eventually Killer Queen is just going to be an alt button. That's about it, and that's fine. He's gotten to his Gore Drinker, and now he's going to try and pick up Emperor once again. Maybe he can give this one to Nagia.
I don't know about that. I think Killer Queen would still end up finding a way to get the kill. Killer Queen and having too much gold and being unable to convert those gold advantages is a rather iconic duo in the VCS. But while Team Wales look for an aggressive play towards the bottom side, SBTC now just looking to get some priority in the mid lane, looking to pick up the 3rd and final outer tower of the game.
They have Rift Herald in pocket, so they just need to find the right moment. Glory was lurking. That is pretty much what dissuaded them from trying to drop it right now. They don't want to aggress too far and give a good opportunity for Glory on the wraparound, but Queen once again, hyper aggression coming out, and now he's learned his lesson. He's going to walk away, and all in all, that is gold into the pockets of Wales as Nagia is able to control the spot side.
I've got to call you out for some of your analysis there, Marby, and it is very rare that I can do that. But did you just say Killer Queen learned his lesson and will be less aggressive?
Well, he didn't try and 1v3 or for a red buff, and that's another kill for Emperor.
Oh no! Emperor's got one, he's not going to make that 2, and again it's Killer Queen who picks up the kill.
Yeah, but 2 on the bot side and traded for the 1-for-1, and that gives the opening for this tower to fall. Rift Herald down, and so yeah, Killer Queen learned his lesson and backed off. Emperor did not, and just said, I am going to get this trade in the 2v1. Yeah, definitely was never going to get the 1v2, but
I mean, he didn't have any choice here apart from going in.
Yeah. He definitely recognized that with that Wind Becomes Lightning landing on him, that there's no escape. So gets the 1-for-1, really well played out of Emperor, and just able to find his opportunities even and utilize his really aggressive posturing.
It's one of those plays where you just get really frustrated in solo queue when you're, as a jungler or anyone, you try to make a play and then your teammate who's on really low health decides to stick around because they want an assist or they want a kill steal at the end, and then they just end up dying. And you're just there thinking, come on, buddy, why would you do that?
Yeah, and look, you're seeing that Killer Queen is roughly the same level as Nagia. It's because he's picking up all this extra experience after Nagia has died. He's gonna lose the race to level 13, but all in all, it's just a really big game for Killer Queen. But it needs to be a big game for someone else if Wales are gonna carry it over.
I mean, you know, Glory's 1-1 and 2. He's got a rod, folks. He's got a rod. He's getting towards the second item. I mean, to be fair, Ariete has 2 items, has a Phantom Dance as well as the Immortal Shield Bow, and will be getting stronger as the game goes on. Same can be said for the likes of Celebrity. Dia1, though, what do you make of his chances in this game as a LeBlanc, you know, looking at the targets he has available? Because he's not going to be able to burst out of Silas, but surely Ariete and maybe Nagia are kind of free game for him?
Ariete, I would imagine, is the main target, so it's really on CBL and Killer Queen to just sort of mark and make sure Dia1 cannot. Glory is currently doing that right now, and Dia1 will be able to jump over the wall. But yeah, just that's pretty much the main target for Dia1. The Silas is definitely probably a bit too much. Maybe Nagia if you catch them napping in a side lane and get the drop, but overall it just does not seem like that the LeBlanc is going to have the best of times, and it's going to have to be playing extra careful, extra smart. Try and look for the cheeky flanks, play through the vision very well, but just distorts onto a ward, and that's kind of the opposite of what he needs.
Well, Team Wells are starting on the Drake, and SBTC say, sure, you take the Drake, we're going to start on the Baron Nashor. CBL has dropped down a control ward. Now the teleports are coming through. Baron is down to 2,500. Hostile takeover, drop down. Nagia showing up, DNK in the pit, so is Emperor. Glory going in. They're going to be able to get 1 kill, but the Baron has been secured by the side of SBTC. CBL will fall, makes it a 1-for-1. ADC for support, Ariete showing up as well, and this is just going to go the way of Team Wales as they turn their attention towards Emperor. Try to hop away, will land a 3-man, somebody is not enough as Ariete gets a second kill for Team Wales. SBTC get the Baron, but they lose 2 members.
Only 2 members is still okay for the side of SBTC. You're a little upset you lost it on to Emperor, but considering you're going to lose this tower as well, it's really a win overall for the side of Team Wales. And that's huge. I definitely think Wales could have won out so much harder with a better use of that hijacked hostile takeover, but as it is, they're gonna feel fairly happy with that. It's an okay turnout, but it's gonna be on to SBTC to try and fix that and make it more. As you see, he just throws it towards Celebrity and Paulette instead of maybe perhaps into the pit. Could have kept those tankier members locked in longer, delayed the Baron, given Ariete time to arrive and do a bit more damage, maybe pick up another kill on the exit, but doesn't quite happen. So all in all, it seems fairly even, but it's up to SBTC to make it a positive play.
It's a very close game right now, 13 kills to 10, and sure, there's a 3k goal lead for the side of SBTC, but as we've already discussed, Team Wales, they are scaling, and SBTC with only that 1 Drake. If Team Wales won, we're talking about 10-15 minutes until the Elder Drake comes up onto the map, and that's a lot of time for Team Wales to scale. Yeah,
it's about 3k gold lead, but we're at the point where Volibear is just kind of a slab of meat, doesn't really provide a whole lot for his team, can maybe turn off a tower here and there. but as well as LeBlanc just kind of becoming a little bit more difficult to play as things progress. I'm not in love with this champion. I really think it needs to sort of phase out. But as it is, SBTC with Baron, no dragon on the map, no anything on the map, have to try and crack these inner towers, and that's just proving a little bit too difficult for them right now. Maybe an overstep from Nagia can be capitalized, maybe a step up from Killer Queen.
And Killer Queen's going in, just about survives, and that's despite having, you know, quite a lot of kills, being quite far ahead as well. The Sterex Gage coming in very clutch for the Team Wales jungler.
God, and Sterex Gage, but with that down, without Killer Queen, then makes this a 2v4. This tower is very hard to defend, and there is a Stormbringer if DNK wants to use it.
Teleport, but I think that tower might just fall before the TP comes through. No, it doesn't do. Team Wales want to take the fight. The tower's going to fall to the Baron-empowered cannon minions. Dire One just looking to poke for now as SBTC make their retreat.
So they do manage to keep the siege up and take down that mid lane tower, and it's a little bit, it's something. It means the Baron wasn't completely worthless, but it doesn't feel like quite enough, and relied pretty much on Killer Queen being over-aggressive once again, so they need to be a little bit more calm, a little bit more controlled, and Team Wales can definitely try and control this and win out in these big 5v5 skirmishes around objectives, but they can't just walk in like that into 4 people.
Well, we do have a Drake in 1 minute's time, Baron in 2 minutes. Glory has the hostile takeover. Oh, he predicts Glory's position. Hostile takeover as well. Dire One runs. Is there a burn? I think Dire One survives. CBL too far away. And Glory is so unlucky not to get that solo kill.
Yeah, so close. Just a smidgen more damage, another auto attack, but LeBlanc is just that slippery of a champion. You just can't deal with double dashes. It's just unfair, basically.
Like,
that's so close.
Literally, if Glory has a red buff, a corrupting potion, a red smite, that's Tier 1 dead.
That's why you gotta build Leandre's, everybody. That Everfrost is only so strong. It's gotten considerable nerfs, and CBL is taking a lot of damage.
CBL chunked a very low. Hostile takeover goes to all the members of it. Team Wales. Glory's out of this fight. CBL low. Arietti trying his best to kite back, but in goes the Emperor with a big gnarl. DNK following into the back line. Glory gets popped. Killer Queen though looking for Palette's going to be able to get 1, but that is all 4 kills for 2. SBTC take the fight in Nagia on the run, trying to get under the safety of his tower, but the tower is disabled and Nagia will fall. SBTC get the ace.
Back-to-back massive gnarls, but it came too late for Wales, and it's SBTC who have the damage, and they have Boros on Celebrity. They are ending this game.
It felt like it was so close. It felt like the game had a few more fights in it, but SBTC with an ace take game 1 over Team Wales.
Was a little bit of heroics, but in the end, just that one